Hello everybody, June here. Thank you for coming back for another video. This one is my August finished project, and there's not that many, but there's one big one. Let's start with the most unusual, just get it out there and out of the way. The first thing that I finished in August was my first quilt, and it was a bit of a labor of love, like with a lot of things. I actually started this quilt, I want to say in June. Yes, it was in June because I had just bought my new sewing machine, and I have a long blog post about this, which I'll link them down in the description box. But I started it in June, and for a variety of reasons, I put it aside, and I didn't pick it up until August to actually do the quilting. So I had the quilt top done and the quilt sandwich done since June. And then in August, I just quilted it and bound it. And it is pretty great. Now it's my first quilt. I have made one other quilted thing, but it was a table runner, so I don't count that. So I have nothing else to compare it to on my end, but I love how it's turned out. And ever since I photographed it, probably like about a week ago, I have actually had it on my bed where I sleep, and it's been keeping me warm, very, very warm at night. And I'm not in a rush to make another quilt, but I'm glad I finished this one. And as they say, finished is better than perfect. The second thing I'm going to share with you is a blouse, and I'm not going to go into too much detail because I do have an entire video just about this blouse. So I'm gonna link that in the description and maybe a card here somewhere. But it is from a magazine called Moda. It is the issue 89, style 4R, and it is a very peculiar and particular blouse. It's an either you love it or you hate it kind of thing. And when I first made it, I wasn't entirely sure about it, but now it turns out that I hate it. And I'm never going to wear it, so it is going to go into the donation piles, but it is done, so I'm going to show it to you. And I also think it's very important to show not just the things that turn out well and fit well, but also the things that just don't. Because sewing is not all just roses and puppies and beautiful things. Sometimes things just don't work out. Even though technically speaking, the blouse, the shirt is fine, it's just not a style that suits me. And there's some design elements in it that I really like, and then there's some design elements in it that drive me bonkers, which is why I'm not gonna wear it. But I'll link that video down below so you can check it out for yourself. The other thing I made is this blouse that I'm wearing that you can't see in this video, but I will show you it in the video here. Is from another magazine. It is called Simplicity Moda de Pasarela, and I've talked about this magazine before. It is a magazine that Simplicity puts out in Europe, and the designs and the patterns in the magazine are just envelope patterns, and this one happens to be Simplicity 8131. Let me check that. Yes, 8131. And they don't come in the entire size range when you get them from the magazine. This one I made in a size 42, 44 because they have them rather than single sizes. It's more like small, medium, large, right? But this one is 42, 44. I shortened the body 1 inch, and in hindsight that might have been a little too much because then I ended up having to do a rolled hem rather than a folded hem. Although in this fabric a rolled hem was really the best way to go. It is polyester, it's a bubble crepe, but it is very drapey and very flowy, and I actually think that the rolled hem looks fantastic. I did it on my serger. But I really like this blouse a lot. I love the V in the neckline, and I love the ruffle, not ruffles, they're gathering here on the yoke. And it is very cute, and I cannot wait to wear it. And I hope you can see that it has macarons and lips and the Eiffel Tower, which quite frankly is like my favorite fabric ever. One thing that I did differently, aside from shortening it, is that both the magazine and the envelope pattern come with a neck tie, kind of like a pussy bow type thing. But I didn't have enough fabric. I bought this fabric probably last year, and I actually started making a different blouse with it. But I made a blouse that required cuffs on the sleeves, and I could not get those plackets to work in this fabric. so I abandoned it. But I still had a little bit of fabric left over, but not so much that I could make something big again. So I think this particular blouse is perfect for like short pieces of fabric. I don't think I had quite a whole yard, so very good for stash busting, but unfortunately I couldn't make the tie. And that's okay, because now that I know that the pattern works and that I like how it looks and how easy it comes together, I will make it in something else, and I will add that pussy bow because I'm all about the bows. The next thing that I made is actually two things, but it's one thing. It is a pajama set, and for the top I used a Grainline Studio Lark tee. I did the size 14 and the scoop neck with 3/4 sleeves. Now 3/4 sleeves on me is more like bracelet length, is almost to my wrists, so much longer than 3/4, but not quite full length. That's the thing with the Lark tee. The sleeves are really, really long. I've made this before and I had to shorten it, but I decided to just go ahead and do that length without taking it up or doing any kind of alteration to the sleeve, because it's just pajamas and I wasn't gonna go through all the trouble for pajamas. I did, however, shorten the body 2 inches, and then I did a whole inch hem, and it's still long. So I don't know why with the Lark tee it runs so long in the body and in the sleeves. Then for the shorts, I drafted the pattern using the instructions from a book called 1 Yard Wonders. I've drafted this before and I made it before a long time ago, but I made it in flannel. This time I made it in knit. There is an interlock. I think it's Doodle's brand from Joann's. And so I drafted out to my measurements. It's a little long in the waist. I think the rise is a little high, but again, they're pajamas. You can't see it here. No one's gonna see it. So I'm happy with how that turned out. And I think they're cute. I like wearing stuff to bed, but more than anything, I wear my pajamas all day. I work from home, so like most days I don't change out of my pajamas. So this is gonna be great for that. And that is it. That is all that I made in August. I made so much in July before my trip, my cruise trip, that then I just slowly crashed and I had a hard time picking myself back up in August. But I did it. I didn't make a lot of things, but I made useful things. So yeah, that's all I have. I don't know where I was going with that. I have special things coming to the channel, so tune in for that. And for this, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.